What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Comeback Player. I'm Jason, the guy who's relearning the trumpet after a 35-year break. So, much better health this week, which is good. The problem is, it's Christmas week, and there was a lot of traveling involved. So, practice time was hit or miss this week. And I live in Middle Tennessee now, but we spent a few days up in northern Michigan. And I was looking for area. I couldn't practice in the hotel. I don't have a practice mute, and just couldn't find anywhere in the hotel that was appropriate to practice a trumpet. So what I did was, when we were at my wife's family's house, I'd sneak out into the car. I'd go out to the car, and I'd just practice in the car for a little bit. And I took some video while I was in the car. I thought I sounded pretty good. The problem is the iPhone microphone was, I don't know, must have a limiter on it or something, because it sounds like I had like a Harmon mute or something shoved into, or a bunch of socks or something shoved into the end of the trumpet. So audio wasn't real good, but I did get some practice time in. So in my head, I got done with the practice session, and I think, oh, I sounded pretty good in that car. The acoustics weren't horrible. And then I watched the video back, and I was like, this is not good. But be that as it may, it was time on the horn, and it was all good. And now today is actually Christmas Day, and I found a little time to sneak off into my bedroom, my normal practice spot, and got some other playing done. Starting off with the long tones from Arbin, switched up to the Clark study that I'm working on now. Clark number 1, study number 1. This is number 6, I think. I don't know, whatever it is that Jacob had me working on this week. And then I started working on the same song I was working on in the car. I forgot who. Maybe is this Mozart? Maybe, I don't know. It's just something out of the intermediate trumpet book. I've upgraded myself. And then, like I like to do all the time, is just try to see how high I can get. And G above the staff came pretty easily. And at one point, I reached that A, the B, and just touched the C. They sound horrible, but the chops are getting strong enough, and the air support's getting strong enough to be able to at least touch them, which I couldn't do 2, 3, 4 weeks ago when I started. So improvements, and then cool down just some long tones, nice and smooth. On a side note, I asked on a Trumpet Facebook group, for some suggestions. One thing I'm finding with this Bach mouthpiece that I'm using a 3C, is that the rim is, I don't want to call it sharp because it's not sharp, but it's like, it's too rounded. It's just digging in just a little too much. I don't have too much pressure, at least according to Jacob, but the rim is uncomfortable. And so I asked for some other thoughts on this Trumpet Facebook group, and oh my gosh, ask 100 trumpet players for their opinions on anything, and you get 100 different answers. I would like to say that there were probably a half dozen people that actually gave me some suggestions on different manufacturers to look into and research. And then the other 450 people that answered were borderline jerks they obviously didn't read my post. I explained my situation, and I was getting stuff as simple as, oh, you should take private lessons, even though it says right in the description, taking private lessons. I explained that the mouthpiece, it's a fine mouthpiece. It's just not at a comfort level. It's like wearing the wrong pair of shoes. I don't want to develop bad habits to try and make it more comfortable when getting a mouthpiece that fits my lips and my face better. Won't make playing easier, just more comfortable. And I explained that's what I was looking for. And then I got a ton of answers going, well, if it's not uncomfortable, don't fix it. Well, thank you for reading my post. It is uncomfortable. That's why I'm looking for suggestions. And then there were a crap ton of, no, stick with what you got. You wouldn't ask someone else what size shoes to walk around in, so just stick with your 3C. And I wouldn't ask someone what size shoes to walk around in, but I might ask someone, what brand shoes are you wearing that you find comfortable? And then I'll find the size that fits me. So, I don't know. If you have suggestions, I think I'm going to try Schilke. I've heard that they're a flatter rim. So now it's just finding the right size that's comparable to a 3C, which, depending on which website you read, there's 4 or 5 different answers. So if you have other suggestions, please leave them in the comments, because I'd love to know. And once we get through the rest of the holidays here and into the new year, I'm going to schedule the time to interview some other comeback players and get their stories and start building the channel a little more. But I do want to say thanks to everybody that is watching and following my journey. As of today, we're at 235 subscribers, I think it was when I last looked, and over 5,000 views, and still growing. It's blowing my mind how many people are interested in this journey that I'm taking, and taking it along with me, doing it on their own. There's lots of folks that are comeback players that are interested and have their own stories. So please, if you're willing to share your story, your comeback story, let's hook up and get a Zoom session, and we can talk about it and share it with everybody here on the YouTubes. So anyways, Merry Christmas to you. I will catch you on the next video. Keep practicing, even if it's in the car. It's going to pay off eventually.